my time, here I go. I am not moving in silence. If it ain't moving, move it. We making movies, moving. I get a chance to take.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. All eyes are on Cooper Kupp. He's in the top tier of the league. 50 receiving yards so far this season. It's the Rams and the Hawks, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 23.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, things haven't gone exactly according to plan to this point, but boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is. Win this one, they can start to think about a turnaround.
And off we go from SoFi Stadium. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They're going to try the jet sweep. Robinson with it. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. And he fields it cleanly. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be taken out by the product of the University of Louisville, the talented Teddy Bridgewater.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Bridgewater on 1st down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Bridgewater. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw, Bridgewater. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. From the red zone now, Bridgewater. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Devontae Smith hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are on the board first on the road here in L.A. This is a crew. They've come out flat their last two games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
So the incomplete pass there, but the roughing the passer call bails them out.
Which means you have to stay on the field on defense longer, because you've given the offense free snaps, not to mention the free yardage after that mistake.
Stafford going to give this to Akers. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. On 2nd and 7, Stafford. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Stafford. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a first down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this will stay at a 7-point game. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 19 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. To throw is Bridgewater. It's caught by Hooper. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. To the air again with Bridgewater. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 13. From the gun, here's Stafford. Incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. That'll be caught by Cup. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll go again with Gibson. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. On play action, it's Bridgewater. And his throw here's incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
And he's going to have the hook up to Gage. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams 19. Bridgewater. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Bridgewater again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. And the Rams are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. After the interception, here's Stafford. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. On first down, Stafford here. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. That's out to the flat for Akers. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Now here's Trenton Gill now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. This offense ready for their upcoming series as we get a look at the former Heisman Trophy winner, DeVonta Smith. You look at the numbers for him, and 1,000 yards obviously well within his sights, barring injury. He will get there. The question, will he get there in this game?
Well, he would love to. Duh, right? Of course he would. But, you know, watching him play this year, we often talk about defenses, you know, allocating extra resources to try and stop a guy of his ilk, right? But you know what else kicks in? His pride to say, okay, I don't care how many you throw in my direction, I'm still going to find a way to get open. I will use different moves. I will move against formation. I will come underneath routes and try and run through some people and kind of get natural picks in order to work his way open. He wants to get that 1,000, and he doesn't want any less passes to come to his direction.
This is Smith with a grab. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. 25 yards that time. Here's Bridgewater. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DeVonta Smith in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was finished off by a touchdown from DeVonta Smith.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start our tour out west, AFC style. Denver heading to Southern Nevada to take on Las Vegas. And it's the Broncos who are out in front. Tim Patrick, a touchdown reception. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Michael Pittman, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Green Bay Packers. Jarvis Landry, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. Continuing on, here's a look at the next-gen stats in that first half, and they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Taking in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. This offense ready for their upcoming series as we get a look at the former Heisman Trophy winner, DeVonta Smith.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's what really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
They're going to hurry back to the line now.
On first down, right back to Gibson.
It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
Bridgewater.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by the linebacker Bobby Wagner.
And the Rams are going to take possession of the football.
Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
Off the fake to Akers, here's Stafford.
They'll roll him out right, and incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. Stafford. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
They'll try and run for this with Akers.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Throw right side, going to be caught by Higbee.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 21-yard line.
They'll go with Akers here up the middle.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They'll run here with Akers.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Cam Akers, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Rams have got it back to within a score. Riley Patterson now for the extra point.
And that one makes it 14-7. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was Cam Akers Rams, who capped it off with a touchdown. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Now they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Gibson again.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Bridgewater to throw it. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Bridgewater now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Rams are going to take possession of the football.
Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. The tackle there by John Johnson.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. A give up the middle to Akers.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 2 straight runs of 5 yards, 1st and 10.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Stafford now to throw. Being chased out left. And he will slide down with a good gain. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. He's got it. It's Higbee. Touchdown Rams. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Once more, Gibson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Play action now. Bridgewater. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Now Bridgewater. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
Quick slant here to Smith. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 15-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Gibson. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll run with Gibson. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the 4th, but they got to feel good now. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead is now 21-14. A 10-play drive that time, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll put it out to the 25. So now Stafford and the Rams down 21-14, a little under a minute to go. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Stafford now to throw.
Across the middle, and this pass complete to Cooper Kupp.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now it's Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Stafford. And this one is incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
And the Rams are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
And this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the leather jacket and go get the football. How about this one? 3 interceptions thus far.
Ready.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Stafford. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Roughing the passer, defense.
And one of the real good guys in this league, J.J. Watt. Not a malicious play, just football as far as he's concerned, but at the same time, he's got to know a little bit better and not take the shot there.
They'll look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. It may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
This to possibly force OT. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Defense.
As a quarterback, you got to be cautious. You got to understand where the pressure is going to come from. This time, it's a cornerback coming after him. And this time, the cornerback just a bit late getting to him. The penalty assessed.
Well, he forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. Picked up by Blesson Austin. And the Seahawks are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. So the victory here
for Seattle. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future, they've got to work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for the Seahawks, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7.